In 2024, the Carolina Panthers easily had one of the worst defenses in football. However, GM Dan Morgan and Dave Canales made it a priority to go out in free agency and make this a better defense going into next season. And when you actually look at the Carolina Panthers rankings from 2024, they were pretty much dead last in every statistical category, and that's pretty embarrassing. But again, they made some changes that I feel like nobody is really understanding, or no one is really noticing what they are doing. And in this video, we're going to break down exactly why I believe they just got a lot better. Now, the first thing that I want to point out to you guys is last season, the Carolina Panthers ranked 32 dead last in the NFL when it came to yards allowed per carry at 5.2, which is absolutely terrible. So one of the first things that they did was say, let's go get some guys that can help stop the run. And right away, they added a guy in Bobby Brown III, coming over from the LA Rams, who I think is not only going to be a big-time pickup, but an immediate upgrade to this defensive line. Now, the good thing about Bobby Brown was last season, he ranked 27th among 219 interior defensive linemen when it came to run defense grade, totaling out at 26 tackles, but 16 of those as stops in the backfield. This is a guy that's going to be a massive addition to this interior of the defensive line for Carolina, who again was dead last in stopping the run. I don't know why anyone would say this was a bad move, because in my opinion, this is a massive pickup. Now, what's extremely funny is, although they were one of the worst run defenses in football, you would think maybe they were better at getting to the quarterback. Well, no, they were actually 28th in the NFL in terms of QB sack percentage in 2024, and while adding a guy like Bobby Brown who affects that running game, they also added a former Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs Tershawn Wharton, who is actually a guy who is complete opposite of Bobby Brown. He's not very good at stopping the run, but adds that new dynamic to the defense where he can get to the quarterback. Ranked 38th last season out of, again, 219 interior defensive linemen when it came to pass rush grade, had 7 sacks, but also had 33 pressures last season, which ranked him among 31st among all defensive linemen in football last season. This is another guy that not only will be a big-time pickup, but will be an immediate upgrade, a day one starter, and someone that fits alongside not only Bobby Brown, but Derek Brown as well. Now, they didn't stop there. Dan Morgan also added one of the best run-stopping safeties in the league, Trayvon Moehrig. This is a guy that I absolutely love. Was not great when it came to coverage, but if you needed to come up near that line of scrimmage and play in a sub-linebacker role, or even just a box safety, this is the guy that you want on your football team. 6'2", 202 pounds, only 25 years old, but a guy that ranks 7th. Right, top 10 in the NFL, according to PFF, among all safeties in run defense grade. He also ranked 21st out of 171 safeties when it came to getting to the quarterback in the backfield as well. So right away, you add a guy that adds versatility, a new dynamic, and again, helps out one of the worst run defenses I have ever seen. This is going to be massive. Another big-time pickup. I mean, we're only 3 signings in, and you can already tell how much better of a football team this is going to be along those trenches. And then from there, they added a couple of new linebackers in Christian Roseboom, but more importantly, Patrick Jones II, a guy coming over from the Minnesota Vikings, who is about 6'5", more of an outside linebacker than anything, someone you want rushing to the quarterback and, creating a little bit of pressure. Last season in 2024, he had 7 sacks, 19 total tackles, 24 pressures off the edge, but this is more of a rotational piece, not someone you're going to want as a day one starter, 3-down guy. Is actually pretty good when it comes to stopping the run as well, but needs to showcase a little bit more consistency going forward if he's going to want that full 3-down role with this team. But overall, when you look at the defense, you talk about guys like Derek Brown and Bobby Brown and Tershawn Wharton and Jadeveon Clowney, right? DJ Wonham. I mean, this front 5 guys that they're going to be able to get to the quarterback is going to be a difference maker, not only in terms of getting pressure on the quarterback, but stopping the run as well. And right now, what I want to do is kind of break down some of the film from all of these guys, right? We're going to deep dive into the film. Before we do so, do me a big time favor, guys. Hit the like button if you want more of these videos. More importantly, comment down below P2. That will tell me that you guys want another part and you guys are actually enjoying the videos. Lastly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And like I said, we got Panthers videos all year long, including draft videos as well. So let's kind of dive into some film. Now, the Raiders like to use Trayvon Moehrig in a ton of different ways, and I think the one way that Carolina Panthers want to use him is as a box safety, right? I think they're going to add a lot more depth to the secondary in the NFL draft, but this is a guy that not only gives you a day one starter, but adds a lot of versatility as a box safety. If you want to put him in, a dime package, put him in the box, right? You can cover, tight ends, you can cover running backs, but also is very effective when it comes to getting into the backfield. Look at this play as he's going to go through a double team, disengage from a block, and make a tackle in the backfield on the running back. Again, these are the same plays that Carolina just did not have last season. Very reliable tackler. Look at this one. He's going to get right through that B gap, explode in the backfield, wrap up Najee, and wait for his teammates to get there. Again, very reliable tackler. I'm very excited to see what he can do here in Carolina. Look at this. Beautiful play. Carolina needed a guy just like this. Again, attacking that C gap, getting to the edge, bring him down the backfield. Very smart, very instinctual, sideline to sideline speed. Look at that, man. His ability to read, react, and attack, something I've always been very high on. Carolina did get a lot better, man, if I'm being honest. Now, what I love about Tershawn Wharton is his versatility along the defensive line. Right now, you see him playing that zero technique. I know that's a terrible zero, but he's playing a zero technique. You also see him play the one tech, the two tech, right? Sometimes you even see him as a three tech. So the versatility along that defensive line is going to be, extremely vital and crucial for the Carolina Panthers' success going into next season. Look at this, swims right by, adds that pressure on Lamar Jackson, getting him outside, forcing a throw. Again, you see him lined up right over that center in that zero technique, goes right by the center, generates more pressure, makes him, throw the ball a little bit early, right? And the one thing in football that is so important, now you see him as, outside that guard. So again, you see that versatility on almost every single play, breakthrough. And again, this is a guy that can add pressure to a quarterback. And whenever you can generate pressure, that can really create one of 5 different scenarios. A bad throw right there, a bad decision right there, an interception right there, right? A forced fumble, a sack. You can create so many different things by just getting pressure onto a quarterback, and I think it's going to be huge, not only in the division alone, but just as a general defense, man. You need to create pressure on quarterbacks, and this is a guy that can do it right away in a multitude of different ways, whether it's a power move, a swim move, a spin. This dude can do a lot of different things for you, and I'm excited to see how he adds to this defense. And then obviously Bobby Brown. This is probably one of my favorite pickups just because of his ability to not only read and react from a defensive line standpoint, but his ability to disengage is elite, right? Engages with the block, right? But his eyes are always going to be in the backfield. He wants to read where this running back is going because he can break this outside. He can even bounce it more outside, or he's got that cutback lane as well. This is the most dangerous thing in football as a defense, allowing that cutback lane. Look at Bobby Brown here, just read, react, and then be able to disengage from the block, hold him up in the backfield. And then once again, another one. Gets his eyes on the running back, sheds the block. Beautiful job, right? Force him back to the inside of the defense. Another great play by Bobby Brown here. Now he's a little bit to the outside. Again, versatility. All these guys can line up in different spots, which is going to be very nice to see alongside Derek Brown. Another block shed right there. You can tell this team got a lot better in a multitude of different ways, being able to get to the quarterback with Wharton, being able to stop the run with Bobby Brown, being able to cover tight ends and running backs with Trayvon Moehrig, but also being one of the best run support safeties in football. This team got a lot better, man, and I'm excited to see what they do next in this year's NFL draft. Do me a big favor, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next Panthers update. Peace.